What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I want to break down what the headlines are saying about Tesla, what you should be watching for in terms of this setup. But let me first mention that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks, and the offer ends in just 5 days from now. Anyways, for Tesla, as of right now, we have a nice inverse head and shoulders like setup that could be playing out, especially if Tesla manages to hold above 186, then we're easily going to be pushing all the way up into the 190s. If we end up losing 182, then yes, there's going to be a risk of us coming back down to fill this gap at 178. But overall, the setup looks more and more like it has more merit, and we have this potential structure that does favor upside for Tesla for today. But whether or not this happens also depends on some factors. Today is Friday, June 14th. This is the pre market session. And as you guys know, we have some important data coming out 30 minutes after the market opens at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have the Michigan 5-year inflationary expectations, the Michigan consumer expectations, and lots of very important data from Michigan. This could cause some volatility. So watch for that at 10 o'clock a.m. That's going to be very important for Tesla in the market as well. So we'll see how things end up looking for that. Now, when it comes to big pieces of news, we saw the S&P 500 and Nasdaq composite rally record highs on Thursday. That's the fourth day in a row of just victories, green, and etc. Tesla's also making a lot of headlines right now. Tesla, also known as a Yesla, they have absolutely crushed it when it comes to their shareholder meeting, getting very, very good things that were ratified. And on top of this, we saw a lot of very bullish things that were said by Elon Musk. I'll talk about those in just a minute. There's also been some more talk about how Stellantis' CEO said that Jeep maker is working to fix its mistakes in the U.S. markets. So it's important news. They're also seeing Adobe shares up 15% in the pre-market because of better than expected second quarter earnings, which is not bad whatsoever. Anyways, for Tesla, good news has come out. Musk has won the pay vote, which is very, very awesome news for Tesla. As shareholders have approved his $50 billion pay package, I think that's going to give Musk a lot more incentive to continue to do what he does. There's also a lot of other things that were approved, such as certain people being once again reappointed to Tesla's board, not to mention other important things such as Tesla's incorporation being moved to Texas. And then Musk was also saying a lot of bullish things about the Optimus robot. He said it could make Tesla a $25 trillion company, more than half the value of the S&P 500 today. He also mentioned that Tesla has potential to really, really run, and he recommended looking at Cathie Wood's targets. I will make a video about that probably tomorrow, about why Cathie Wood thinks Tesla is going to absolutely explode in the future. And Musk was also talking about the Robotaxi and other factors like that. Musk is very bullish on the Robotaxi. He's very bullish on Optimus and very excited about FSD developments. He was talking about how Tesla's so many companies merged into one, but some people do beg to differ. So JP Morgan analysts are actually casting doubt on Tesla's Robotaxi revenue. I actually could agree with their point because they're saying that it may take some time for them to do it. They're saying the long term, yes, it could work, but it may take many years. So there is a good point that they are making. That is true. The revenue from the Robotaxi may take years to actually come out officially, but it is worth noting that it's coming sooner than very, very soon, compared to like what we may have thought before. This could be out within 2 years from now, right? It could be out very, very soon. So I can't wait to see how this goes. These JP Morgan analysts are saying that in about 2 months when Musk unveils it, there's gonna be a lot of like insights about it, but they're not really ready for fully autonomous driving modes to be solved yet. They're saying it's going to take a lot longer. And I think that's kind of like what their point is. I could once again either agree or disagree, but uh, you know, I don't know how long it's going to take. It really depends on different factors, so I can't promise anything. But I do agree with the point that it may take even longer than what we may be expecting, as Musk is known for being very, very optimistic, and his predictions are not always correct. But nonetheless, guys, that doesn't change the fact that Tesla is going to be announcing the Robotaxi. It's going to be coming out in the future. And it's still going to be very bullish for Tesla nonetheless, just like what Cathie Wood is saying. Anyways, for Tesla, what do I see for the share price? As long as we hold above 186, we're going to be looking for a push up to the 190s to fill this imbalance. If we lose 182, we're bearish. We're going to fill this gap down here. As of right now, despite the data that's coming out at 10 o'clock a.m., the odds greatly favor this trying to push up higher to fill this imbalance and pushing into the 190 area with an inverse head and shoulders setup. So Tesla looks more bullish to me, at least for now. And we'll see how it ends up reacting once we get up to these high levels. But look for a little push as the most likely possibility as of right now. For SPY, we're gapping down quite a bit. So if SPY continues to break above 541, if we do hold above that, we could be looking for a move to try to fill this gap up to 542.5 again. Then we'll see if we reject again. However, if we end up holding below 540, if we hold below 540 for over a couple of hours, then we're easily going to come down to 537 to fill our gap. And there's going to be quite a bit of downside coming. So kind of goes both ways. It really depends on the data that's coming out in the morning. Just know that SPY has a range between 540 and 544. It loves to kind of trade within this range. So if we do break 541, look for a push up to the 542s to fill this gap. 542.5 will likely come. If we fail to hold that, if we hold below 540, we'll be dipping down to 537. The reason why I'm indecisive now is because it depends on this data that's coming out, and also because SPY has been trading sideways the last day and a half. So we'll see how things go with the data release. For Nvidia is holding up relatively well, but like I said in my earlier video, be careful at this 130 area. I'd be careful because Nvidia's had some tough resistance right here. Resistance is known for being very, very stubborn in this area, so we'll have to see how things go with this. If Nvidia loses 128, there is a risk of it coming down to fill its gap down to 125. And if we continue to hold up, watch 131.5 to 130 as resistance. The resistance is going to be tougher up here, so we'll see how Nvidia shuffles. I do expect some shuffling on Nvidia. So for a little push, maybe some sideways price action, possibly move to the downside later. But for now, I'd see some consolidation. For Bitcoin, we are trying to rebound a bit. I did call this out in my video yesterday. We're going to be looking for a retest of this high over here. I think that the previous support becoming resistance is going to be tested around 67,200. So look for another retest of that. We could go a little higher, but I think that we're going to see a lot of sideways price action in Bitcoin. It's going to consolidate for a bit as well. For the QQQ, this is also trying to rebound. Same setup as SPY. If we end up losing 475, I'll be looking for a dip all the way down to lower levels. 474.5 and eventually 472 are going to be two supports. If we end up breaking above, okay, and holding 476.25, so right about here, if we hold above this 476.5 area, we could be revisiting the high all the way up to these levels, all the way up to almost 478. So watch and see where we end up going. My gut tells me it might kind of pop and then drop and just kind of trade sideways is the most likely possibility. We also have a double top leg structure, so it is possible we kind of pump and establish a lower high, then start dipping lower. So I'll be watching that very carefully on the QQQ. For Aapl, Aapl is also kind of just trading sideways. We have key support at 212 to 212.5. We have resistance around 215. I think that there's a very, very good chance that Aapl might continue to kind of trade sideways. So look for a little push upon the morning to this resistance close to 215 and some sideways price action between supply and demand. But if we lose 212.5, look for a dip all the way down to 210, then 207. Otherwise, it's just kind of trading sideways for now. For a few more, Coinbase is also kind of trading sideways. It's actually fighting resistance right here. If we break past 248, I'll be looking at 250 and eventually a retest of 252. If we end up rejecting, you want to see how it reacts to about 243. If we fail there, we'll be dipping even lower. Now, right now, one could argue we have a slanted head and shoulders on Coinbase. So we're at resistance. So I'll have to see how it reacts to this 200 EMA. That's going to be very key for how we end up moving. So I'll be watching that very carefully. Looking at Amazon, we're still looking kind of weak, technically speaking. And if we continue to fail to hold above our 200 EMA, there is risk of us dipping all the way down to this gap fill around at 181. So we got to break past 183.5 to turn bullish. If we fail to do so, 181 is likely coming. Same thing with Meta. Meta is also showing some weakness as we're barely at 501. I think it's going to retest 500. Could push a bit towards 503 and then come down to 500. But I do see a test of 500. And if that fails, 498 is coming. For the memes, we're just waiting for AMC and GameStop. We're still kind of shuffling on AMC. We need to try to break through the resistance at 5.4 to turn bullish. Otherwise, we're just going to trade sideways. GameStop also needs to try to hold above 30 to turn bullish. Otherwise, we're still kind of in a range between 30 and 28. So it might shuffle for a bit, but we'll see if we break 30. If it does, it will break out. Otherwise, we're just going to be patient. All right, so that's it for my analysis, guys. Tesla has a lot of potential. Let's hope we try to break past 186. Let's hope the reaction to all the data is decent. And just note the setup right now is more bullish looking. It does favor Tesla trying to push higher as long as we try to hold above 186. And as long as we're above 182, we also have potential. But if we lose 182, then we turn back to bearish. So just be careful, guys. We'll see how it goes. With that being said, thank you for listening. Peace out.